Live. So,
Yay.
hello, and here we are. And yes, Kat was in early during her lunchtime, Ginger, because she loves doing the spamming. So, we'll start with hello and welcome to everyone who's able to join us today. I know between life schedules, time zones, and all the rest, sometimes we have team rewatch, which I always appreciate. Thank you very much. And today I am joined for the second time by the lovely Cindy from Wondering About Nature. So, today, instead of mostly book talk, we're going to be talking plants, animals, all that kind of cool stuff. So, Cindy, thank you for joining me again. It's lovely to have you back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I didn't mean to. Were you in a mid sentence? We do that to each other, I guess.
That's
But no,
okay.
yeah.
I
Just
was
I'm
just,
glad to be here. It's really fun to do these kind of things, and I do appreciate the opportunity to rewatch also because, like you mentioned, a lot of times it's we're doing other things, and then it's like Sundays. Sometimes that's when I catch up. Sunday mornings, you'll also catch up on a whole week's worth of your posts or someone's posts, and it's like, all right, this was 5 days ago, but I'm still going to reply to it, and then hoping that some, especially if it has to do with health, your
mm.
kitty or yourself, and it's like, all right, I'll check and make sure that everybody's okay first.
Well, and it is hard because, we do get busy and, we're not always living on YouTube and such or any of the other social platforms. There's so many other things to get out and about at do, and we kind of catch up when we can. I know years ago there were certain live streams that I'd go to, and some of the people would be like always complaining about, well, there's not enough people, and well, I'm going to end it now. And I'm thinking, you do understand that people have a life, right?
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
like
Yeah,
they're not going to drop everything just because you suddenly have your live stream on,
right.
or,
Yeah, yeah.
your video went up, so it should suddenly have like that. That's not how the world works.
Exactly,
I'm just
exactly.
so we catch up when we can and connect. And then there's email and Voxer and other ways that people can keep in touch too. And I figure if I get a few views on a video, then I'm happy. It meant someone was interested at some point in time. So
Exactly. Oh,
yay.
yeah. Yeah, and definitely, like, you and I have talked about, for those of you, all the hundreds that are watching right now. No, but, no, but what we call evergreen content, it's not
Yeah.
like we're not talking about, today on this day, this is what's happening. We both have, I mean, obviously there's some things that aren't evergreen if I'm
Yeah.
talking about Thanksgiving this year or whatever, but we both have content that, because I've actually, every now and then, I'm sure you get it too, where you'll have a video from a few years back because we both started about the same time. I guess it was going to
Yeah.
be 4 years this year, 4 years or three.
I was just 4 years,
Okay, then
the
mine's
7th of April, my first video.
okay. Mine will be 4 years in August then. And
Okay,
so, yeah, and so
we're
I'll have
close.
someone, yeah, I'll get a notification that there's a comment on a video I did 3 years ago, but it's about about a critter. It could be, a bird. It was actually a bird
Yep,
this time, and someone just happened to find it on search, and that's how they watched it, and then they subscribe. So the same with your
nice.
stuff, whether it has to do with your books or your
Yard
yard or
usually.
your kitties. Now that you're doing those, now that they're letting you do shorts of them, I'm sure you're getting some more views because that just gets on that different, the other
It's hit and
feed or
miss, right?
whatever. But
Because it was funny with Tiki, and this is why I always laugh when I see views.
yeah,
And if I wasn't a content creator, it would be different, or I should say it was different. Sorry, allergy throat. But when I'd look at some videos and I'd see, hundreds or thousands, I'd be thinking, wow, they're doing, really great. And I'm actually going to try and do a PowerPoint of this. I really wish YouTube would call that clicks because that's all they are. They're not the people who are watching from beginning to
To
end,
end,
whether it's a
yes.
short or a long term.
Right, right.
It just means someone clicked because I have a video. Well, I think some are getting a bit higher than that now because, like you said, some of my stuff from a year or so ago, the numbers are much higher than they were when they originally went out. So people are watching them. I
Mhm.
don't find people tend to comment very much on the older videos, but I do know they're watching because on Studio, it shows you, what people have watched in the
Right,
last
yeah, yeah.
48 hours
Yeah, yeah.
thing, right? And that's where I'm noticing a lot of my older content. Well, like some people have lately been watching some of my book tags and other things. So, like you were saying, the evergreen. But I laugh because on this one video I'm thinking of, and I still don't know why it went over 500 um, clicks because there weren't many comments. It was when I was doing the Grimm fairy tale readings. None of the other Grimm fairy tale readings were over 500, like not even close. I think
Yeah.
some maybe got to 20. And then when I looked farther into it, there weren't very many viewing hours accumulated. And that's why I say, right? It's not
Mhm.
that those 500 people were all watching. That would have been
Exactly.
like massive
Yes.
hours.
Yeah.
But that tiki making biscuits for 8 seconds,
Yeah.
2 hours of watch time. That's a lot of biscuits.
Oh,
It was
yes, yes,
only an
yes, yes. Yeah.
8-second little
Right.
snippet,
I know.
over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So it really is, it's a crapshoot because some of the other ones I've put up that have included Tiki or have been the yard don't even get 300 views. And it's so hit and miss. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think it matters the time that it goes up, whether you're consistently with the time that goes up. It's just, it's so random. And to take it personally is not good
Oh,
because
yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah, I'm doing it for fun, mostly. It's
exactly.
like yeah, because I think I'm up to, like, 1,117 subscribers, but I have like, my watch hours
Nice.
well, yeah, but my watch because my videos are short. And,
Mm,
I mean, not shorts, they're just shorter videos because that's what I'm putting out.
yeah,
But I am one thing I wanted to mention is I'm gonna try it. It was suggested, is I'm gonna be doing some I do you ever use vidIQ? It's VID and then IQ.
I've
It's
watched
a
them,
yeah,
but I
I had
don't.
some they had some suggestions, but like it's mentioned that a lot of people, especially younger people, are
Mm,
putting YouTube on as just as like sound to go to sleep to or sound like nothing like real loud music or anything, but
mm,
like streams, birds chirping,
mm,
etc. And so I'm going to put together a 30-minute and a 60-minute
mm.
video of just that.
Yeah,
And like
nice.
and of course it'll be the visual of the streams, but it'll just be calming water flowing. It sounds boring to me, but I have to figure out what viewers want to see, or hear. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try it. I'll see. I mean, it'll take a while to, patch it all together and make an hour long
Mhm.
video, but whatever, I mean, it's free. I mean, it takes our time, of course,
Yeah.
and effort, but it's like, oh, might as well try it and see what happens, and because like we were talking before we went live about all the different formats, like
Mm.
someone suggested, why don't you do TikTok, and I'm like, I don't want to, I'm
Oh,
well, and I know, and I don't want to do another, like, I have YouTube, but
yeah.
and I have a personal Facebook and a personal Instagram page. I know other content creators that have Instagram pages for
Mm.
their YouTube
Content. Yeah,
name and
yeah.
stuff, and I'm just I'm retired now, but I don't wanna I just have too many other things I would like to do, and I'm hoping it's just like I just started that redbubble.com. It's an e-commerce, um, uh, it's for artists. So, like, you can
Oh,
go on like, I have photos uploaded, and then I select what items they're available to get on, like, it could be a T-shirt or a water bottle or
oh,
whatever, and then I
cool.
just get a small portion of the sales, and I've been on there almost a year now, and I sold 1 postcard
Oh,
so far. I know, but I've not put a lot of effort into it, like, adding new photos, and
mm,
so I realized, that's just probably not gonna be something that I'm gonna really, delve into
pursue.
anymore, so but it would be fun to be monetized, but
Hmm.
I'm not really like I said, with the hours, it needs to be a lot of hours, a lot more than I think it's like 3,000 hours of watch time or something, and I have like, you know, minuscule on the graph, it's like down that far compared to I have the subscribers, but
Yeah.
I've been finding like, and especially, I mean, because I read the comments on your pages or your posts too, because some of them I interact with some of them anyway,
Yeah.
and so I enjoy the interaction with the other, whether they're content creators themselves or
Yeah.
just someone that's a fan, or so to speak, or just, wanting to watch our stuff,
Yep.
so that part, and I just wanted to mention that this just happened as of yesterday, which is cool, and it's something you might have thought about or someone might have mentioned to you, but it's a YouTube content creator meetup.
Ah,
And so what it's there's they've been happening for a while. This one is in Pennsylvania, which is where I am, for those of you that don't know me, all of you that are here are gonna watch in the future. So they're mostly hiking people that do hiking channels, which,
oh,
I hike in
nice.
my channel, but I'm more
Yeah.
with nature. So the meetup, is in May, and it's just a day at a state park, and I'm gonna actually stay overnight nearby there because I don't it's like it's about 3-hour drive, and, I'm old, I just turned 66. No, but I don't feel like driving there and being there 10 in the morning and then staying all day,
Mm.
but anyway, they do it periodically at different places throughout the state, and it's just a, time to hang out, do a hike, share some information, do some videotaping of each other doing stuff or whatever. And then
Yeah.
this one, they have a ranger, that's gonna do a program for us, and it's all free. Our
Oh,
state parks
cool.
in Pennsylvania are free. In Delaware, where I lived, there was a charge to get into the state park, so it's a nice
Ah,
change, for them to be free, obviously.
yeah.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that, so that'll be something different, and just to be around other content creators that are like-minded. I wouldn't go to one that's a bunch of gamers or something, because 'cause I'm not a gamer,
Yeah.
but, just ones that like outdoors and everything, and just to meet them.
Mhm.
The reason I'm new about it and going is, there's a woman, her name's Sarah, from, Hiking Outdoor Family. She's outside of Philadelphia, and so
And
we've
Sarah's
met.
here.
Oh, hi there.
Oh,
I
hi,
was just
Sarah,
talking
and
about you.
we'll just say hi
And
as well to Greg. So hello, and Kat, I'm pretty sure has
yeah,
now
there's
not
Kat.
on lunch, but I'll
Spam
get
malicious strikes again. There she
yeah,
is.
and I'll go through her comments after. But just as you're saying, so
That's
I
funny.
wanted to say hello to Sarah and Greg.
Yeah, because
But yeah, so
I put my screen on larger so I don't see the chat, because
oh, okay.
my screen's is small on my laptop. So, but yeah, so it's great to, I mean, like you and I have talked about before, like I have friends, as I call them, in Norway and
Yeah.
Finland, and that post nature videos or whatever. And it's just so fun, this being a creator. And I mean, you
Hmm.
don't have to be a creator to become, follow these people, but
Yep.
it's just nice because like you and I brainstorm and share ideas of what we could do or different things. And
Yep.
it's really nice. So yes, I'm really looking forward to that. And since Sarah's there, yeah, thanks, Sarah. So that worked out really well. And then the other thing, that I'm going to be doing in the September 21st to October 21st. I think those are the dates. It's something like that. Since I was telling Elaine before we went live, my birthday was on Monday, and so I'm 66 now, and
Which
which
is
is wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah, I love it. But one of my bucket list things forever has been to take a train across the country. Now I'm not going to be
Mm,
doing that, but a friend of my sister's is a tour guide on a bus, a local bus company, and
nice.
they're going from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is it's from the eastern part of the country. I know mostly everybody that's on here is from the United States, so
Yeah,
but
they well, I'm from Canada,
I
but
know
our
you are. That's what
viewers
I
are
meant. Like in case that's why I told her it was 82 degrees here right now, and I said I'm not going to convert it. You have to convert it for me because we never went anyway. We never went metric, but so I'll be leaving here from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and then it's a bus tour, and goes south through all the southern states across the country to California, to
Mm,
San Francisco, San Diego, hitting Las Vegas and Louisiana, and then coming up and going through the Rocky Mountains and then across the center of the state out there, and then going through St. Louis and then coming
mm.
back to Lancaster. And there's a bunch of scheduled tours and like the Hoover Dam and
Oh,
some
wow.
kind of a steamboat down in Louisiana or things like that. But there are a lot of days that there's hours that you're on your own, so to speak. So even though I won't have
Mm,
a car, I have a friend that lives out, friends that live in Las Vegas, and we'll be out there for 2 nights. So I'm hoping to
nice.
get together with them because there's, being a nature channel and being a nature fanatic myself
Yep.
anyway. I'm gonna be it's gonna be 3 weeks of taping. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
not, I'm not gonna be a content creator the whole time for 3 weeks, but I've never been out west. So I've only been up and down the East Coast in my lifetime from Maine down
Mm.
to Florida. And as far west as I've been is Alabama, which is not very west, but so I'm just
See, Jen
really.
from Literally Love 123 lives in Alabama.
Oh, neat. Oh, that's
Yeah.
neat. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, like, there's a lot of, I won't have time, like I said, I won't have a car. I mean, there's Ubers and stuff, but I don't wanna end up messing up something and missing the bus to leave or something.
Yeah,
"Time to go home.
exactly.
Cindy's not here." So it's like, "Well, leave her there," but, that would be but, yeah, I'm looking for my sister's gonna take care of the boys, of course, because I live with
Nice.
my sister, and, my boys are my cats, for those of you that don't know, but, and
Lincoln
she
and
really
Toby.
yeah, she encouraged me to she's like, "Do it," because she's done her bucket list trips were, Australia and Italy, and she's done both of
Oh,
those, so I was like, "Yeah,
wow.
you only live once," and, so it's gonna
Yep.
be fun. I'm really looking forward to it, but in the meantime, though, there's lots of other things going on. Once the heat breaks, like I said earlier, I was out on a hike this morning and enjoyed it, and some of the, spring migrating birds are starting to come into our area, so it
Mm.
was fun, but I was glad to get back home before it got too hot out there, so but how is it up in your neck of the woods?
Well, I don't have to worry about it being too hot out there yet,
Oh, good,
because
good.
we're in mid-April. So, and it's funny, and I mean, I really enjoy having this connection with people all over the place. Because, I mean, I know when you were in Delaware, our weather and nature seem to be very similar in terms of birds and
Mhm.
migration and things. Now, Kat lives, I think, more kind of central in one of the states.
Right, yeah.
And it's funny because now and again our weather will be similar, but in terms of plants, very different. Like she's taking her plants out to get them acclimatized, and she's already got things that are starting to grow and, thinking of planting and all of that. Now I'm thinking of it, but here we don't start planting outdoors until after May 24th,
Oh,
which
wow,
is
that
pretty
late.
much, well,
Okay.
that's pretty much the last kind of fear of frost
Frost, right.
supposed to be. I mean, who knows what the way our weather's going now with the temperatures up and
Yes.
down. But it's been nice this past week. I've been able to have the windows open, which I always love. So that's the first thing I do when I get up is open doors and windows for that fresh air. Um, so that's been nice. We've been having a lot of rain, which is funny. A lot of it now seems to happen overnight, which is perfect because that's the best time to get out and start weeding and doing things, right?
Yeah,
Is in the daytime. It's easier to do that after it's rained. Now, it happens to be raining today and that, but the weird thing is, and I know in Kat's area it's about to do the same, the temperatures are dropping again. So
mhm.
we've gone to the anywhere between 14 to 20 Celsius. Monday, it's supposed to be 4. I'm like,
Wow, yeah.
but I'd rather have it at least have a week of decent temperatures or whatever temperatures. At this point, I don't even care if it's cold for a week.
Right, right,
As
yeah,
long as it's a week and I can
yes.
acclimatize versus I think it was a few months ago, could even be a month ago. I don't know, everything meshes sometimes. But there'd be like a 10-degree temperature difference in a day. It's like that's just nuts.
Right,
Like,
yep.
it's just I don't know how the animals I wanna be a groundhog and just, like, bugger off for a few months and, show
Yeah,
up in March or April because they don't get up in February. It's just ridiculous. They
right.
wake them up to do the how many, till spring, and it's like, morons, the calendar's not changing.
Yeah,
Whether the groundhog comes out on the 2nd or not, it's still this many weeks till spring.
yeah,
Leave the little
yeah.
buggers alone.
I know, yeah.
But
On yours is your groundhogs especially, they know when to come out because they know when you're gonna be having all the stuff ready for their nest, and they're gonna gather up the stuff to and then the food that they can get and stuff,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah. That's how I mean, it's supposed to drop the temperature's supposed to drop here and rain overnight and it'd be cooler tomorrow, more,
Mm,
seasonable, I should say, cooler than it is today and yesterday, so,
mm.
but yeah, but I know it was I'm glad you did a lot of the shorter, winter videos because, it was fascinating to see how the snow was because we got a lot of snow here,
Mm.
at all at once, and but you had such strange weather
Oh,
up
it
there
was
as far as,
crazy this
I'm
year.
like, "Wait a minute, what's this kind" you always put, "I'm recording this on whatever," because I might by the time you put it together or by the time I watch it, it
Yeah,
could be a week away, and so it's good that put down when you recorded stuff, and it's like, "Wait a minute," and you were like, "Yeah, now it's doing this, and then it did this," and then and you just cleared off the back walkway, and now all of a sudden you can't even see the cat shelters, and,
yeah.
it's like, "Wait a minute," so, yeah, it's been crazy, so, yeah, I'm with you as far as my sister and I even say, it's like, we just want a couple days of steady
Mm,
weather, like, to feel motivated because sometimes it's dreary, 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 and then it gets
yeah,
nice out, and you wanna start doing something, and then it rains the next day, and it's like, "Wait a minute, I was ready to do something outside," so,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, see, and that's what happened to me last spring and summer. I had all these plans of things I wanted to get out and about and do, and some things I wanted to move. And, a yard is never done. I keep saying, oh, it's just going to be maintenance. And it never turns
No,
into that
yeah,
each year. It's like, oh, there's a new plant or
right,
nature brought me
right, I
something.
was yeah, yeah.
But they don't bring tags, so then I leave it, and then it's like, "Whoops, should have taken that out or keep it." Um, and so last year I had all these plans, but the weather was, like, so nuts. It would be raining for days, or then it would be too hot, or then it would be freaking cold. So I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna dig up plants and shock the roots or it's too cold, I'm not bundling up to go out and do gardening stuff.
Right.
And then when I'd have nice days, it would be like, oh, I need to make videos. So I'd stay in and record. But then the next day or 2 days, I couldn't get out in the yard. And I'm like, okay, I need to reprioritize here because
Yeah.
YouTube ain't paying me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this for fun. I appreciate my viewers and I want to make content. And, I do better when I have videos well in advance and I can schedule them. Then I just have to remember to keep that flow going.
Right.
Or, I lose momentum, whatever. But I'm like, this year, if it's a nice day, I'm out doing my yard work because there were so many things I didn't get done last year. And again, it was either hit and miss, and the days that I planned to go out, the weather just was not conducive to going out, or it was a nice day, but instead of going out, I was in making content. And it's
Mhm.
like, I can't do that this year. There's thing I've finally moved. I've got two of my composters moved. I just need to move one more because I figured if I get a jump on it this year, and I've got a few lilac trees I want to move and a few rows of Sharons and things. And I mean, that you have to be careful when you're doing it because you don't want to shock the roots, but you don't want to wait too late in the year, which is what happened to me last year. Was like, oh crap, But again, the weather is not the same as it used to be. And I've been in the same place for over 30 plus decades. So I'm well aware that this is not normal for this area. Um, but the other upside to being in the same spot that long is watching all the different transitions with
Mhm.
the animals, not just because the feral cats came in, although that certainly made a change in terms of chipmunks, rabbits, and things here before we got involved with trap, neuter, release. But I've noticed even in terms of the crows that have moved into the area, turkey vultures, like the birds, there's so many things that change over time. Part of it because up here, sadly, we're losing so many farms to subdivisions, and that means more coyotes in the city. Now, I've got nothing personal against coyotes, but watching them walk down my street in the city is
Mhm.
freaking bizarre because I
Yeah.
live not even 10, 15 minutes from the core of the city.
Wow.
Like that's way in. And I know other people in different parts of the city. There's that ripple effect to everything that happens. And then you hear people in the subdivisions, oh, blah, blah, and it's like, hello,
Yeah, you
like you've displaced them. Where
right.
did you think they were going to go?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're in their area, not the
Yeah.
other way around.
Right. Right.
But, yeah, it's just bizarre. But at least compare, and that's why I try and remember to put the dates in the videos or I add it if I'm doing the longer form ones. Hey, Leslie. Um, hey, but the other day I was doing one, I was just sitting out and chilling with Lily, and I thought, hey, we're sitting here on the pathway. Maybe I'll do a cat's view of my yard.
Yeah.
So we did that, and it's funny because that was only, well, I got the date wrong. I said it was the 10th, but it was the 11th. Whoops.
Oh,
But it's incredible how different it already is now on the 16th because my
mm.
lilac bushes have all popped and they're
Oh,
green.
wow.
The Catani asters behind the feeder section have all popped. So in another 3 or 4 days, I won't see my back fence until the fall when those leaves
Wow.
fall. So it's been amazing to see, like, even just in a week from the milder temperatures and all the rain, how much things have changed. So I'll have to do that again. And with the shorts, I've kind of avoided them for a while. One, because I just don't like doing things on my phone, other than messages or things like,
Mhm.
or an email, but I just didn't want to use my phone to upload anything. And shorts, as far as I know, you can just do on your phone. So Tiki was doing her goofy little thing the one day. And so I got a little 8-second clip of her. And I thought, just for giggles, I'm going to put this up and see what happens. And like I say, boom, her 8 seconds of
Yeah.
biscuits. So every now and again, I'll put one up. But I think the reason part of me hesitated is, again, that whole knowing your audience and who are you trying to attract to your channel. So, I mean, I've already passed 4 years. I haven't passed 600 yet. There's someone else who'll be celebrating 4 years, I think, this weekend or next weekend, and she's well over 1,000 and possibly monetized already. But I mean, her style, everything is a bit different. She puts a lot more time into her thumbnails and the opening, ending,
Right.
and lots of stuff. Um, but I've been looking for a certain group of people, like interested in the books, nature, cats, one or all three, and the longer form content. And then I started thinking, if I get too much into the shorts, or if I don't use them the right way, I guess, then I'll start getting in people who, yeah, love shorts, but that's all they're coming for. They're
Mm.
not switching over to the longer form. So then I potentially have two separate communities.
Right,
Some that
right.
are watching the long, some that are watching the shorts, and a few that would watch both. And again, even with, I mean, as far as my viewing hours, I'm just over the 1,000 mark. Like, there's that one goal of 500 subs. I think it's 3,000 hours. And then you can start getting like super thanks and
Right,
donations
right,
from
right.
your community. Then, in terms of YouTube monetization, you need the 1,000 subs and 4,000 viewing hours. And then you apply to be in the, what's it called, partner program.
Right, right.
But there's no guarantee that after all that, you even get in. Like, I've heard now, definitely two people I can think of did all the hurdles and got turned down for
Oh,
monetization.
oh, wow.
So I'm like, am I going to knock myself out for, yeah, no thanks. There's plenty of
Right,
booktubers. There's plenty. So it's like, if it happens and I can apply, awesome. If it doesn't happen, I don't care,
right.
because it's
You're
not
still having
my,
fun. Yeah.
well, it's, for me, it's about the connections and the
Mhm.
interaction. I mean, and I love, when I have comments and all of that type of thing. Again, it's the interaction. And yesterday I ended up doing a live stream instead of making a video about Polidori's The Vampire, first published vampire story. I was going to do it as a video, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to talk to people about it. What do they think about this story? Have they read it? Do they know about it? And so I did it as a live stream instead. And it was nice because I didn't have to edit it.
Oh,
It's like, yay, I don't have to figure out inserts and this and that
yeah.
and all the others. Craig, books, nature, cats, woohoo.
Yeah. Ah,
So before we get too far, I better show Kat's spamming here. Oh, wait, I better do it in the right order. Let the chaos begin. Mwahaha. Actually got a notification. Now, part of the reason people haven't got notification for some of them is I've just spur of the moment decided, you know what? I'm going live. So there hasn't been a chance for YouTube to send it because I just decided and then I was live. And of course, Kat with her little nuts and balls and he. Hope you all have fun babbling away. Sure, there'll be some furry mischief at some point if Tiki's awake. Well, she's out in the living room, so she's not even hanging. I've just checked. She's not in her chair. Will I get caught before lunch? Doubt it.
Well,
Spam-alicious.
I did mention I only have an hour today, so
Yeah.
you might be able to get everything in. We might be able to get everything in before you have to go back.
There's potential there. But
Yeah.
yeah, so the changes, because you moved from Delaware to now Pennsylvania, and you've been
Yes.
saying you've noted. Well, share with people your background and
Okay.
about
Yeah.
your channel.
Yeah. So it's Wondering About Nature, and it'll be 4 years in August. We were just talking about we're both in our fourth year here. We're going to be. You're in your fourth year now. I will
Yeah.
be done. Yeah. And so I'm a retired environmental educator. I did that for 20 years. I did other things before that for my other lives that I had. But I really enjoy sharing what I learn. I love to learn about nature, and so I enjoy sharing. It's like a I guess it's a bad habit. It's a some people don't wanna know about certain things, but
Yeah.
I want you to know. You need to know about this thing, and, I do have friends. I'm on social media, and I have some friends that really do not like snakes, so if I ever
Mm.
post snake stuff, I always post it towards the end. I'll say, "There's a snake at the end," and, but for the most part, I've just always enjoyed learning and sharing what I've learned, and I love the outdoors. I've loved the outdoors since I was a child, and so it was. I just, after retiring, it was like, all right, now what? And I do volunteer work or different things, but this was something I could continue doing on my own and like put it out there. And it, like Elaine was saying, it's just amazing all the people that we interact with, whether we ever
Mm.
meet in person or not, but from all over the world. We're not limited
Yeah.
to just, where I would have there be school children on field trips from other towns or whatever. But for the most part, I was interacting with people around me, and whether it be I was in New Jersey and Maryland and North Carolina, so I would,
Mm.
interact with people. But it's just been really fun to continue doing that and learning. Like you were saying, I did want to mention I make my shorts on my computer.
Mm.
So I don't make
Whoa.
yeah, I mean, I might record something on my phone, but then I save it on my computer, and as long as it's a vertical, it gets uploaded as a short up to a certain amount of time. So when you
Really?
yeah, when you make it, you create it. What do you use to create your videos?
Um,
Do you have a
it
program?
depends. Like I do them on my sometimes I'll do them on my laptop. So I just use the camera on my
Uh-huh.
laptop, or I use the camera on my iMac, or I do them on my phone. Yeah, I'm
Right.
a tech geek.
What do you
So
so but what do you edit? Do you edit them? Like I use the free it's a free Microsoft Clipchamp. I use
yeah,
their
I've
free
never
program.
used that.
Yeah, but
I might try that, but I tend to edit. And the reason I got the iMac was for iMovie because it's just so much easier
okay.
to see where to make the cuts and
Right,
things.
right. Uh-huh.
I tried the Microsoft, and now I haven't tried Chip Clamp.
Clipchamp.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing,
the chimp.
the
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
monkey clipper. That's easier to say. The other one seems to be a tongue twister. But I haven't tried that one. But when I tried the other Microsoft thing, like if I was stuck with that, I would have given up YouTube. even before I started with more than 10 videos because it
Mhm.
was just insane to try and figure out where to do those little tiny snips because you had to
Mhm.
move that arrow and this and that. Whereas
Okay,
in
right.
iMovie, you can see the whole thing and stretch it out. And so if there's dead space or whatever, you just snip, snip,
Right,
and
right.
it's
Yeah,
gone without,
right.
having to ideally, and I'm sure there's someone out there somewhere. They should take Microsoft, they should take Apple, pick all the best parts, and give us a third option.
Yeah.
It would just be awesome. But
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but you ought to, because the way that it makes the difference in whatever program you're using to edit it and put it together, if it's, it's in the
yeah,
vertical format, because even some of the videos, like on my camera, my regular camera, I could turn the camera sideways
yeah,
and make it a vertical video, but I don't have to do that when I make, like I had one of the brown thrasher singing, and I made it into a short just to because I was going to be doing a video about that, and I just in the program selected vertical, and then
mm,
I had to stretch it to make it fit if I wanted
yep,
it to fill the whole screen, but then it made it you can use that to make it into a short. So just to let you know, you don't always, have to use your phone. You might
okay,
not that you need another thing to monkey around with to try,
yeah,
but just as a thought, like I like to do shorts just as like a teaser of
mm,
what something that's coming up or, and I've gotten, some people, especially, possibly because it's wildlife, I don't know, but, it'll show up on their magically show up on their feed and they'll click on it and then maybe they're like, "Oh, this looks neat," and then they'll go and look at the longer version of it, or they'll
yeah,
look at my other playlists or, things like that. So, that's some of one of the things that I like with them, and some of them, I don't know if it's automatic. I think it is because the one of the kneading, it kept looping. So I don't know if all shorts keep looping,
yep.
but that keeps it going. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with shorts is they do keep looping unless you scroll down to the next one
right,
or
right,
turn it off.
right, right.
Um, but yeah, and I've also seen like there's a few I used to watch Nick a fair bit, but he's changed. He used to each week have updates on the policies and things, which were really
Yeah,
handy because things are always changing with YouTube. And I'm sure with other platforms as well. But he kind of got away from that. And then it's just that Saturday 3 hour live
yes,
stream. And I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
I got other things to do on Saturday.
right,
So, for me, that didn't. And so I watch a few of them now and again, but most of them seem to be all about shorts all the time, which I wasn't doing.
right.
So, I check in now and again, but I found a few smaller ones lately, but only because of all this stuff of a bunch of people getting demonetized and everything else. And so it depends what comes up in your feed in that. But what I found really interesting, and I guess it has something to do with this lawsuit about a person claiming that Facebook and YouTube are responsible for their addiction to short content. And it's a bit mind boggling, and I'm not sure what the judge was thinking of, but I don't know what else came up in the case. Anyhow, this individual got awarded millions of dollars. And I'm thinking, how is that possible? Because number one, granted, those platforms and TikTok, I mean, I'm surprised TikTok wasn't listed there, which I don't have a TikTok account.
Yeah.
Um, but in any case, it was just the two platforms this person said was responsible. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, what technology were you using this how, like, what technology were you using to view this? Because if it's your phone, Facebook and YouTube didn't buy you the phone. The other factor is who's your internet provider? Because without the internet, you wouldn't have had access to either of those platforms.
Right.
So, how is it those platforms are responsible for what you're choosing to do? But with all this big brouhaha that's now started because of this lawsuit, there's been a few different, and I guess just because I watched one video, and of course, when you watch one thing, if you don't clear your history on YouTube, that's what they keep
Yeah.
showing you. Um, there's been a couple of these smaller creators. Now, the one guy, I think he's up to 10 years now. He's in his 10th year on YouTube. So he's seen a lot of changes
Mhm.
and things. But he was saying that now it seems instead of all this shorts, people are looking for more longer content, whether
Right.
it's like compilation. So
Well, that
almost
yeah,
like you were saying with the, bird sounds or
or
things
the
or
the creek for an hour. Yeah, well, that I with that vidIQ that I mentioned
yeah.
earlier, they had mentioned a few things with that too, and it's interesting. I don't look at the analytics all the time, but I know myself, I like to watch certain creators on my TV.
Mm,
The nature ones especially, because it's like,
yeah,
because they're good videographers, and it's beautiful, and
yeah.
so, that's what I'd been told too, is that not only to make long ones too, but to make ones that they wanna watch the whole series of it, like, people are turning to YouTube as a channel,
Mhm.
like a TV channel, and looking for content that they can, watch, whether it's, the whole series about the chickadee or the whole series about your groundhog in your backyard, where was
Yeah.
that kinda stuff, and, so, yeah, it is interesting how things change, and then, of course, we have to we don't have to, but we try to adapt and make changes, and but that's what I was saying earlier about, doing, the 30-minute and a 60-minute
Mm,
video of just streams and rivers, and that because people are using those things to relax or
yeah.
fall asleep, or so it's worth a shot. Like it's especially, I was gonna say, back when you were talking about not taking up time that you should be out doing yard work,
Mm,
doing your getting your stuff together and for creation and all. Have you I know that you do take your phone out and record yourself outside sometimes, but have you ever thought about setting up your phone or your camera on a tripod and just doing what you're doing? And then I know you do that a little bit, but I mean,
mm,
just all the time. And then when then put it on your computer and do whatever, but then you have all that footage in case if something cool does happen, whether it be a wildlife or Lily outside, or
yeah.
somebody, something happening. Maybe it might make it worse, though. It might give you more stuff you want to edit. But it's
Well,
like,
yeah, I used to do that. And when I first did, and I call them earthing when
right,
did the
yeah.
yard videos, and I did have my phone on the tripod, and I try and set it so that it's looking at the bird feeding area in case,
Mhm,
the groundhog, the squirrel, somebody goes by. Um, but what I found is, and I was actually talking to a friend of mine here because she's like, yeah, I love watching those. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Those suckers take me 5, 6 hours to make
mm, yeah,
because it's the time I'm outside. So the camera's running the
right,
whole time.
right.
And because I have trains near me, sometimes I take that sound out because no
Oh,
one
right.
wants to hear the trains. But the birds are you can hear the birds and things. So I would have to, not only was I spending that 2.5 hours outside and recording everything, but then when I uploaded it, I literally had to watch all of it to try and choose and cut down. So there's another 2 hours because
Right,
I'm
right. Oh,
watching
yeah.
the whole
That's
thing.
right, exactly. You know what though? It just I just thought of this. So there are some channels that I follow. They have, and it's not them doing anything, but they're live all the time
Yeah.
at their bird feeder.
Yep.
What about doing a live stream while you're out there?
Well,
And then
I
you
would
wouldn't have
need
to edit
to.
it, and you just warn everybody, "Hey, I don't know, the train's gonna be coming by." It's just a thought. I'm just curious, I'd be curious if
Yeah.
anybody, because it would still be like these live streams that they'd
Yeah.
be able to be rewatched, and you wouldn't have to. You could just walk up to your phone every now and then and say, blah blah blah, say something so that when people are watching it later, it's not just, and of course you couldn't fast forward it like or speed it up like you do. With some of them, I
Yeah.
love those the most. You're just zipping along out there, clipping those things. It's
Well, see, and that's the fun part of it. And I may
yeah.
do them again because the first year I put them up, they would get a few hundred views.
Hmm.
The next summer I put them up, they were getting maybe 20 views.
Oh,
And, I'm glad people enjoyed and appreciated them. But 6, 7 hours of
right,
my
right.
time, that's a big chunk of life.
Yes.
you know so in terms of the streaming, then it becomes a question of the amount of hours, because see, on StreamYard you only get 20 hours free a month.
Oh, okay.
So if I do other streams,
Right, which you need to. I mean, you do because there's
well,
yeah. Yeah.
then it becomes a really having to watch the math for, do I have enough hours
Right.
for what I have planned. And, even now, because I'm doing the Monday Artist Way as live streams, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the Wednesdays. Um, and then I've got, well, we had today planned, and then I've got another one on the 25th. And my StreamYard runs from the 11th to the 11th when it resets.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, for everyone, it would be different probably when you start your account. There's a thing called Streamlabs, which I haven't checked out yet, but I might play around with that today. And I don't think you're restricted to a number of hours there. So I have to see if that works and it works well. Then I might just set, if we have the Wi-Fi connection not far out, I might just take my laptop out and set that up, and then it can stream the bird feeder while I'm out there reading.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've got the, I don't know what you call them, gazebos, whatever. It's got, anyhow, it's a slanted, nice thing, and that, if it's pouring rain, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm still
Oh,
covered.
right. Yeah,
And we
yeah.
have the curtains around, so I could sit out there and be just fine. Um, but I'll have to see, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because so many other people have been taking a break. We've got a bit of life going on here with Bob. Panther is good.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, I'm getting back into the swing of it. I don't know. I think because I took a bit of a break, it's taking a while to get back to it versus doing stuff away from it. Like even watching, I'm so far behind. It's bad, but
yeah. I mean, I found that that's happened, and it's like, and I mean, even though like things will come up, and it's like, oh, I want to watch that, and then I do put it in my to watch later list at
yeah,
least, but that's like really long now,
yeah,
and it's like, and so,
I know.
yeah, but I do, like, some of it, like I said, some of it I'll watch on a Sunday morning, and I'll put it on my TV,
Yeah,
so I can some of it, 'cause some of the folks I follow, like, over in Norway and in, Finland, there's no narration or anything. It's just the,
Ah,
nature, the birds, and they put a really good description with what you're seeing and everything. And
mm,
then they also do the chapters, and you can go, and if you're on your computer, and you can see what the birds are, because they have a lot of some of the same birds as we do, but some are obviously different,
yeah,
so but those are easy to watch on the TV. And the only thing with that is, because I like to comment. I'm a commenter, and
yeah.
so I can't. I don't know if there's a way to comment when you're watching it on TV. I don't know. I don't.
Oh,
But anyway, then I'll be like opening up my phone to make a comment on the on a video I saw on the
yeah,
TV. So, but whatever. But yeah, it's hard sometimes to just get everything, do everything. Obviously, so
yeah. Well,
yeah,
that's it. Like we have to
yeah,
pick and choose and set priorities.
yes,
And like I said, I mean, for me, this spring and summer are going to be very different. It'll be if I have content ahead of time, great. If it's a date that I've decided to do the live stream, I'll stick with that. But I'm going to be outdoors a whole lot more, especially after this past winter
yes,
when we
yeah,
were
yeah,
stuck inside for so long. It's like
yeah,
I need to get outside, hear the birds, see the groundhogs, see the squirrels
yes.
and all of that. I thought I heard Tiki boogieing through, but I don't see the little munchkin. So she's probably at the back door because I still have the back door open and it's all glass.
Yeah, yeah,
So she can look outside, and every once in a while, Lily will come up and they look at each other through the glass. So, or she can see the groundhogs on the deck. And I've switched some things in the front, and I've got two stumps on the bottom to hold my planter thing in place so it'll never blow over. But now the groundhogs have decided those
well,
stumps are their sunning
yes,
patios.
that one picture you posted,
Yeah.
I said that one was really a big, just really, that was a cute picture, though. It was just like it almost looked like roadkill. I didn't hate to
Yeah.
say that. It was just, no, I mean, it was just flat. Like he
The
was just
ways, yeah.
laying flat. I was like, oh my goodness, that groundhog is so comfortable there.
Yeah.
That was just so funny looking. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Just stretched out and enjoying the sun and
yeah.
doing his or her thing. So, but we don't have the babies yet. So it's just the mama and the papa's kind of boogieing around. The babies might be in 2 months, maybe.
Mm,
Which is,
yeah.
yeah, it's surprising, but like, yeah, now they're out and just kind of, and I bless their little hearts. They helped with some of the yard cleaning because there was a whole chunk of things because I don't cut things back until the spring because the birds eat all the
Yeah.
different seeds and things. But there was one clump of leaves, old stuff that I was going to cut back. And then I went out a few days later and I'm like, it's all gone. She grabbed all of it for bedding. So
Yeah.
now she's starting to use the straw because she's cleaned up all my yard. And I caught her the one day. Now, if I'm out on the deck, I can get a better capture of her because her little face just gets packed with the straw. But I just happened to catch her out my one window, and it was just the right angle as she was. But I've got to this summer we've got to go get some actual proper bales of straw because what I get is from the store, but it's cut down, so it's just
Oh, yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
Whereas the bales are the full length, and she can like really pack her face with that, and it's fewer trips instead of the
Right.
little
No, that's
stuff.
true.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But hey, we're almost up to the hour. That was quick.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't remember when we did the last one, but I always look forward to it, because we interact throughout the, emails and all that kind of stuff anyway,
Yeah.
but it's just fun to, see people and, that kind of stuff.
Well,
But
that's the
yeah,
best
yeah. So
part of
I'm
it.
really I'm looking forward to. I mean, it'll be a year in June officially that I've been living here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So getting used to it and enjoying meeting people and learning the differences of the seasons are a little different, the migration's a little different.
Mm.
So it's been fun and just and the topography. I'm not along, we don't have I'm not along a coast. There's no ocean
Yeah.
here, obviously. But we have a Susquehanna River, which is a really nice river, and so there's still a lot of the same habitats. Obviously not saltwater, but
Yeah.
so it's been neat, and it's very, the hills. There's mountains and hills. Delaware is very flat, and
Mm.
I don't think my ears ever popped driving through Delaware. There might be one spot where it's a
Oh.
little high, but Pennsylvania, just going certain places within an hour, it goes there's an incline, and so
Yeah.
it's been nice, and especially with hiking, it's been great. Very
Mm.
challenging physically, and just seeing different things. So yeah, so it's been fun. I've enjoyed it, but like I said, I'm looking forward to that trip out west because I'll
Mm.
be, videotaping and taking pictures and everything, and so it's I'm just really anxious to see the wildlife in all these different. I've seen them from friends posting or from videos, but
Yeah.
to see them yourself, that's totally
Yep.
different. To actually see certain birds or other wildlife, other critters. So
Yeah.
that'll be really, really fun. So, but
Well,
yeah.
and see, and Pennsylvania is a beautiful state. We went to the Poconos twice,
Oh, really cool.
and yeah, it was a gorgeous trip, and
Mhm.
we also spent time like just driving around and looking at, the
Yeah.
country and the different areas. And I remember driving down from up here and, just the mountains and all the trees and yeah. And it was awesome because we went, well, the first time we went was our honeymoon. So we had the little cabin and I loved it because there was a little man-made lake there and it was private. You had your own little cabin and it was gorgeous. And you would walk up to the main place
Oh,
for dinner
cool.
each
Yeah.
night. The next time we went several years later, we'd been working more established. So we went for the fancier condo with the champagne glass tub,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. Because there I was with my cross stitch. I'm sure the housekeeping were like, what the hell? Bob's sitting there with his book. I'm doing my cross stitch, and we're in
Yeah.
this fancy hoo-hoo townhouse. But they weren't soundproof, and the couple beside us must have been on their honeymoon. Because I remember laughing with another couple we met at dinner who were the next door down.
Oh, wow.
So we just nicknamed them Bambi and Thumper in between us. But on the way down for dinner, it was gorgeous. We would see the deers because, of course, the mountains and
Right.
trees, and that was just awesome. I mean, that was the amazing part of being there was just the nature and the scenery. It
Yeah.
was just, but yeah, it's the same. It's lovely to have these connections from different parts of the world, and you learn about the different climates and, like
Oh,
you say, the
yeah.
seasons, see all the
Right.
different. And if you're not subscribed to Cindy, be sure to. I mean, you include a
Thank you.
lot of information in your videos, and they're just a lovely watch. They're educational, they're entertaining, yeah, they're great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone that came, and like Elaine says, for those of you that watch on the rewatch. So, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Well, you take care, Elaine,
You too.
and
Thank you to
we'll see
everyone.
you.
Oh,
Yes.
there we go.
Oh,
Enjoyed the conversation. Great to meet you. Greg is a hoot.
okay, good. Thank you.
So thanks so much, everybody. We're going to say goodbye and enjoy the
Bye.
rest of your day.